Here is what I use to mount my Baja Design S2 Sport lights in a chase position on the back of my truck. Mounted these on the back bed rail. I went with a Sport because they're about half the lumens of the Pros. I'm using these as a backup for people behind me. I don't want to blind them, so I'm using just kind of a low amber to make sure they can see something. Then I'm also using them for camping, setting things up, taking things down in the dark. I don't want crazy blinding light. I just want something that I can get away with sufficiently. Now the way I set these up, you look at the Baja lights, it comes with your mounting bracket. Get that off so it's not making audio. It comes with the mounting bracket in silver or just raw stainless. I painted mine with a bedliner paint just to kind of knock down the color so the light really disappears up against the truck. So what I did is on the bed rail, you can't get your hands or a wrench underneath the rail, so it's kind of a blind install. So what I did was I used a rivet nut. Aren't familiar with rivet nuts? They kind of work kind of like a pop rivet. Actually, they don't work at all like a pop rivet, but I guess they're in the same kind of a family. You've got, get that to focus. You can see the grooves on it. What it does is it mushrooms, kind of like a hollow point bullet. When you apply the tool to it and start to back it out, it'll actually compress this rivet nut, and the ridges on there grip whatever you're trying to push it through. So you drill 3/16 hole, you put that through it, and then you pull it back with the extruder. So this basically threads on. Your material is going to be here, so your bed's going to be in between. Smash that on. Then you take a wrench and hold this up against whatever you're installing, and then you just simply back this out, this top nut, and it pulls this nut back on top of itself and pinches whatever you're wanting to hold it to. Does not rotate, does not spin. It's working perfectly for me. And then what I did from there is I took a 1/2 inch riser, 1/4 inch hole, so I took my mounting plate. I put a washer in here obviously, but I won't right now for the video. Put a mounting plate in there, put this in there, drop that through the bed hole, and it works perfectly. Show you a picture of what it looks like installed. If you want these, I did find these on Amazon. I will put a link for the rivet nut. Those are available on Amazon. The little tool, I was not able to find them on Amazon for anything affordable. I purchased mine from Copper State here in Arizona. They're just a hardware company. I don't know if they're nationwide or they're just simply in Phoenix, but I'm sure they'll mail order it for you if you guys are out of state. But I bought the kit, 10 rivets. There's part number. So again, 10 rivets and the tool for 20 bucks. Yeah, it's kind of insane for a bunch of rivets that cost a couple bucks, but it came with a tool. And it was a one-shot deal. It made my life really easy. You guys, here's what it looks like installed. Nice and flush up against the glass. Nice and flush up against the bed rail. That 1/2 inch riser is right there. I painted it. Disappears. Side profile, you barely see this thing. Reason why I put it here, the reason why I installed it this way, guys, is I have the MX4 cover. I can flip the cover all the way up against the back window without it touching my lights. I can lock it down. I can also completely remove it. We're going out on the Raptor runs things like that, where I don't want a bed cover because they tend to come loose in the middle of jumps and stuff like that when you hard landings. So it'll come off for off-roading, for, well, long-term off-roading, where I can throw in a couple of spare tires, fuel, stuff like that for like a long weekend off-road. So light doesn't have to move. As you can see, make sure I'm not jerking the camera around. You can see, nice and stable. That flex is coming from this, not my mount. But it's been off-road with me 4 or 5 times already. Hasn't had any issues. It stays in place, doesn't vibrate, works really good.